Because I feel like that's my main concern. Are you going against your hunger cues?
Right. I always say, I'll be right back. I have to return this coffee rental.
Usually if you have a big meal or a very fatty meal, you can feel like that urgency to go to the bathroom.
Right. I want to feel like I always have. There. That's simple, right? I want to be able to eat whatever I want and it doesn't adversely affect me.
Hello and welcome to another episode of the Dietitian's Table. I'm your host, Joy, a registered dietitian, and today I'm sitting down with Donnie. Hi, Donnie.
Hi.
It's nice for you to be here.
Thanks.
Tell me a little bit about yourself.
I'm 55 years old and aging very rapidly, so I'm going to have a lot of questions for you. I'm from a small town in Oklahoma of 420 people. Population unchanged now. I think when I left, somebody had a baby. The population's still the same. We moved here in 2001, so I've lived here 24 years now. I'm also good at math. I'm in the live event business.
Okay.
Mainly what I do is either show call or direct multiple cameras or some kind of button pushing that happens behind the curtain in the dark. And that's another thing I'm going to want to get into is the eating habits of someone who does that.
Okay, let's do it.
It's a little bit like being a truck driver, I think. Like you sit in a chair for 5 or 6 hours and then you eat really fast and then you sit again for 5 or 6 hours. It's not conducive to letting anything settle or, walk or exercise or work out at all. So that's one concern that I have. But generally, I'm just not sure as I'm aging now that what I'm doing is the best thing for me.
Okay.
My eating routine and exercise and everything.
Well, how's your eating routine now? How does a typical day of eating looks like for you?
Great. I have been engaging in intermittent fasting since I was 47 and injured my knee. So I didn't work for a couple of weeks. I was laid up on the sofa for about a week or 10 days. And my wife said, why don't you try, I've been reading these articles, why don't you try intermittent fasting to let your body for a longer period just be concerned about healing.
Okay.
And not digesting food. So I'm not sure where she read that, but she's smarter than I am. So I thought, okay, I'll try it. And once that seemed to work pretty good. And then once I healed, that's when I decided to start running.
Okay,
right about the same time, at age 47, like out of the blue. Running for me used to be a punishment for some, like go run laps or whatever. So I started running and eating one less meal per day at roughly the same time, and I dropped 35 pounds.
And how long? Wow.
In a couple of months.
Okay. That's a big drop. That's a big drop.
It's a big drop.
Yeah.
And I wasn't big to start with. And a couple of my friends were concerned about how thin I got like that fast. But I felt good. So I'm still basically not eating breakfast. If I'm on a job and I'm out of town and it's going to be a long day and I'm not sure when we're going to get to eat lunch and they provide breakfast, I will sometimes eat something just if it's a 6 a.m. call or whatever.
Yeah.
But generally speaking, I only eat lunch and dinner.
Okay. And that's been for a few years now.
Yeah.
And has your weight stabilized?
I've put weight back on, and I'm not sure why, because I'm still running. I just think, I'm sure my metabolism changes as I get older.
True.
And I'm probably not running as much, but every morning that I can, like this morning I did before I came here, but it's no longer 6 or 7 days a week. It's more like 4 or 5 days a week.
Okay. As long as you're listening to your body and doing what works best for you.
I think so.
Yeah. 7 days a week is too much. You need to take a break. You need to let your body heal and rest.
Good.
Yes.
Okay, good. So do you have opinions about intermittent fasting?
So it's something that's working for you, right? So far. So it's not a drastic change. Do you wake up hungry and do you feel like you want to have breakfast, but you're not because you're doing intermittent fasting?
Not really.
Because I feel like that's my main concern. Are you going against your hunger cues?
Right.
Are you being hungry and saying, no, I can't eat because I need to wait a few more hours because I'm doing the intermittent fasting?
I wouldn't say so. And in spirit of full disclosure, I've been known to snack pretty good if we're watching a movie in the evening or whatever. So it's never a true like cut off the switch at 8 p.m. and turn it back on at noon the next day. I might make popcorn. I mean, there's a lot of junk that goes into me too. And I always rationalize it by saying, well, that's why I run.
Okay.
But I fully understand that if I didn't put junk in me and ran, it would be even better. I don't know.
For sure. If you're eating something that is more nutritious for you, then yes, it'll give you more energy to run for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The other major thing we went through in 2008, we became vegetarians, having never done that before.
Okay.
I grew up very meat and potatoes. I lived on a ranch growing up. It was very traditional food, Midwest food. And then we decided to try vegetarianism when our son was in kindergarten, so 2008. And we did that for 13 years.
Wow.
And because it was my wife's idea and because she does most of the shopping, most of the cooking, I was like, okay, I'll do it. I mean, I didn't care.
Yeah.
Okay. So we did that for 13 years. And then in 2021, a doctor told her, I think you might be better off getting animal proteins like from the source instead of taking supplements or doing, you may not want to hear this, but I'm going to suggest that you try eating meat again. And again, I was like, okay, whatever. And I feel like I was dealt a pretty good genetic hand at birth in terms of metabolism, and I don't have a lot of allergies or anything. And I feel like basically I thrived before, during, and after being vegetarian.
Okay.
And we're still eating meat now.
It didn't affect you.
Not that much.
Okay.
It was a pretty big stomach ache when we started eating meat again.
How did you start reintroducing meat?
Okay, if you could call it reintroducing. So our chiropractor is a good friend of ours, and she said, well, come over. I want to be there when you eat meat for the first time. So she bought like $150 worth of tri-tip steak.
Okay.
Like really high quality stuff, and grilled it and set it down in a platter. And she goes, all right, here you go. And it was like finger food, right?
Yeah.
And I thought, well, we have medical supervision. Like, what's the worst that can happen? I feel like we're nailing this. So I ate a lot. And the next day already, I had a stomach ache, and I called her and she goes, well, there are enzymes that you haven't been using for more than a decade. And it's not the same as a muscle that atrophies, but like you're not using them. And so they're really not present like they had been. And so you can either stick with it or choose to not eat meat. And I'm like, no, let's see how it goes. And it didn't take long. I mean, a couple of weeks maybe. And then I started feeling more normal.
Your GI tract adapts after a while without meat or any other types of food.
Yeah.
When you reintroduce it, it's always better to introduce it in smaller options, choosing lean cuts, small portions, and then, just to give you time to your GI tract to adapt and to the gut microbiome. But they usually adapt fast.
That would have been so smart. We went like 0 to tri-tip in one meal.
No wonder you had the stomach ache.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. I didn't do myself any favors.
And then everything went away. All the symptoms went away.
Yeah. Gradually, but over a few weeks, I think. Yeah.
Okay.
And maybe that coincided with me putting a little weight back on now that I think of it. There might be something to that timing as to when I stopped being like super skinny and then started to look normal again, because I haven't really changed my activity level.
Okay. So it's mainly food.
Yeah. I think I still eat the same amount, but more red meat and, a lot of burgers, especially on the road. That's what is accessible and fast and easy. So, yeah.
How often do you eat meat now?
I would say if I eat 2 meals a day more than 1.5 of them are meat. Like every 4th meal or 5th meal, I probably don't eat meat.
When you say meat, as in red meat.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. No, actually any meat, fish or chicken included. Yeah.
Okay, that was my question.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We still do sometimes eat veggie dishes.
Okay. So as long as
because they're good.
Yeah. When I think of meat, I just think of red meat. But then there's, again, turkey, chicken, fish, other types of protein
I'm from
animal
the country.
sources.
We're not that cultured. And I was brought up the way I was brought up.
Yeah, for sure.
To me, it's just meat or no meat.
And how often do you travel for work?
It depends on the time of year. It's very cyclical in my industry.
Okay.
There's a lot of stuff the first 3 months of the year. The summer's a little slower. And then the third quarter is pretty busy. There's a lot of sales kickoff meetings at the January, February, March with big companies that we work for every year. The summer is pretty slow. It's like a wave every year.
Yeah.
So when it's really cooking, I'll be gone maybe 2 or 3 weeks a month.
Okay,
that's a lot.
Wow, that's a lot.
And so it's harder to maintain a workout regimen,
a routine in general.
If I'm in, no disrespect to Minneapolis, I go there more than once a year. And it's usually in the winter. I'm not going to run anywhere unless the hotel has a facility, right? And the last time I was in a hotel there, I was on the treadmill. It was a pretty small room, and the lights were on a motion detector. And someone else had come in and was running on the machine next to me, and we were the only 2 people in there. The lights shut off while we're running. Just suddenly pitch black. And I start waving my arms because you can't just stop. It's not a simple thing to just stop on a treadmill. I was going at a pretty good clip, and it's suddenly pitch black, and I start waving my arms. The lights finally come back up. So and the girl was laughing hysterically at me. But my point is, it's hard being on the road to maintain the same diet, the same eating habits.
For sure.
And sometimes, if I have to be down in a ballroom at 6 a.m., there's no and I kind of need to run on an empty stomach. It just never feels right to me to carry that much baggage and it just feels like, So I really need to do it first thing in the morning.
You mean running, or do you mean running? Okay, yeah. So what has been working for you when you travel and you have to start at 6 a.m.?
I just don't run that day.
And what about your food?
Right. So they probably made some kind of allowance for that. Maybe they have breakfast burritos, or it's never what you would think would be perfect for you or good for you. But I mean, they do their best.
For sure.
I don't want to disparage a production company either, because they're great. But if it's, a little breakfast burrito that's in a greasy wrapper and you have to eat really fast, and then maybe you're already in your position and you've got your headset, like it's just not conducive to taking the time to digest and
eat mindfully and all of that. Yeah.
That's out the window.
And when you do have breakfast, because you're on site and everything, do you feel more productive? Do you feel more energetic? No.
And generally, even before I was fasting through breakfast, it's kind of known on a crew of any size, when you're doing a production, once you call lunch and people go and eat, the productivity just falls off a cliff. It's just human nature.
Yeah, everywhere. I feel like after lunch, you have that slump where...
Right.
Yeah.
And so in a way, I always think, let's finish doing this. Like, let's plow through and get this stuff accomplished and then break for lunch, because everyone's going to want to just take a nap or whatever. Productivity just grinds to a halt. So I feel more productive before I've eaten, in a weird way.
Okay.
And I've been doing it 7 or 8 years now. I'm kind of used to it.
Without eating or drinking?
Without eating breakfast, yeah.
Yes. Or drinking anything?
I try to drink a lot of water, and I've turned to coffee more and more, which I know caffeine's not great, especially on an empty stomach? You tell me, is it worse on an empty stomach?
What do you mean worse? What happens when you drink coffee on an empty stomach?
I just know it's acidic and it's not great for your teeth and it's probably not great for the lining of your stomach. And
on an empty stomach, yes, it can be acidic
Yeah.
and irritating.
yeah.
Yeah.
So
Do you have stomach pains after you drink coffee?
Well, either that or urgency to get to a bathroom.
Oh, yeah. That's what
We're
coffee
just going to
does.
be frank. Is that okay?
Yes, it is.
Okay, great.
It's completely fine.
Okay.
I work in the medical field and I have a kid, so
Perfect.
we talk about poop all day.
Great. So I know it's a diuretic, but sometimes it might even be a diarrhea-etic. I just made that word up.
I love it.
You're welcome.
I love it.
You can use that.
I can use that.
Right. No, but I mean,
So-
it depends maybe on my stress level. And for a live show, there's a lot of things that have to happen right now a certain way, and you don't get a second chance. So it's high stress.
For sure. If it's live, yep. I can imagine
Right.
the stress.
And so maybe that anxiety contributes to having maybe a nervous stomach
yeah.
and so not eating works out okay if I have a little bit of a nervous stomach. But I probably shouldn't pile coffee into the empty stomach.
Yeah. So you have that gut-brain connection,
Yeah.
and then the gut is affected with your hormones, your level of stress, your anxiety. So for sure, if you feel like your stress level is high, it may cause diarrhea or loose stools and upset stomach. And then the coffee increases the motility of your GI tract, so it empties faster. So that's why a lot of people, when they drink coffee in the morning, it helps them go have a bowel movement
Right.
or poop in the morning.
Yeah.
So it helps with that.
Yeah.
And if you have both at the same time, your anxiety and coffee, it's a bad combination for
Yeah,
you, it
tell me
seems
about
like.
Okay. This is all making sense.
And do you drink just one cup?
Oh, probably not.
How many cups do you
Probably
drink,
not.
Donnie?
Never more than 2. Yeah.
Okay. And do you drink black coffee? Black.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Because sometimes artificial sweeteners can increase those loose stools and
Yeah.
diarrhea.
Oh, I can't have that.
Okay. Just making sure.
I mean, since we're talking about it, I told you I was blessed with good metabolism at birth. The genetic hand that I was dealt was pretty good. And my system is very regular. I can't believe we're having this discussion.
Why not?
Is this going to be the title of my podcast? Welcome to the Poop Show. I was hoping it would be like aging rapidly and crushing it. Donnie
I'll make a
Eastman.
note of that.
Yeah, great. Okay. But no, like I'm already pretty regular. That's
Okay.
never been a problem.
That's great.
So then pouring coffee into my empty stomach is probably just putting your foot on the gas.
Kind of. So
yeah,
you've noticed
great.
every time you drink coffee, you have loose
I mean,
stools? Or
or I
diarrhea
just have
or-
to urinate.
Okay.
Yeah. One way or the other. I always say, I'll be right back. I have to return this coffee rental.
Do you feel like this is something that's been bothering you?
No, I try to get a handle on how much coffee I drink
Okay.
on an empty stomach because I
Okay.
have noticed maybe something's going on here. But then it also, and I don't know if this just has to do with me aging in my mid 50s now, but after having like a big meal, and it's not just one thing, a big meal period, if I eat too much or too fast, a similar thing might happen.
Yeah.
Like it's even happened in a restaurant with friends. Oh, I need to, where's that bathroom?
That must have been uncomfortable.
Of course. Yeah.
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 Well, usually if you have a big meal or a very fatty meal, you can feel like that urgency to go to the bathroom.
Right.
Yeah.
So it's not just me.
It's not just you.
Okay.
And that's normal. As if it doesn't happen very frequently and you feel like it's happening and on a regular basis, that's when you kind of have to reach to your primary care physician and see what's going on.
Right. It's not affecting my life.
Okay.
It's just things that I've noticed that are definitely
Yeah.
a little different.
Having breakfast before your coffee or eating something so that you're not drinking coffee on an empty stomach might help too.
Okay, great. Even just a little something.
For sure.
My wife likes to make yogurt in the morning. Sometimes I'll have a few spoonfuls of that.
Okay.
With nuts or whatever, peanut butter or whatever.
Amazing.
For protein.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's perfect.
All right, I like it.
And it's not too heavy since you're not used to having breakfast. So it's not a heavy breakfast where you're not going to feel productive. It's just to kickstart your day and then just not have an empty stomach before your coffee.
Right.
Yeah. Try it. Let me know how that works.
I will. I blame my male monkey brain for not putting all this together sooner.
Sometimes you just need to talk this through and you're like, oh, wait, actually, that makes sense. But you just need to say it out loud.
You asked me if I had talked to a doctor and I'm like, no, of course not. I don't need help. I don't stop and ask for directions. What are you talking about? Put that map away. I got this.
I got this. And so how do you approach food then? Not just breakfast, but food in general. Is it just whatever is available at home or at work? Or do you think about?
Right. That's interesting too. My wife is also a contract worker in the event business.
Okay.
So sometimes we work together, but usually not. So she might be out of town. I might be out of town.
Oh.
So when we're both have a week off and we're in San Diego together, like that's awesome. I call it semi-retirement. We just hang out by the pool. I own 4 hammocks. Like it's great.
Love that.
But we normally would have like, I would say a quicker type meal for lunch. Like make sandwiches or have leftovers. She does most of the cooking, so it's pretty good. It's not left up to me. She makes fun of me for like just slapping something together and like, oh, that's good enough.
Well, and that's good that she takes care of you.
She does. Oh, for sure. It takes a team to take care of this. But then dinner's a little more of an event. And she's really good at meal planning and shopping and
You're so lucky.
bless her heart.
You are so lucky, Donnie.
No one knows that more than I do. I don't know. I would just be pitiful. Yeah.
And so what kind of goal do you want to work on and how can I help you achieve that?
I want to feel like I always have. There, that's simple, right? I want to be able to eat whatever I want and it doesn't adversely affect me. Can you make that happen? Probably not.
I can, but maybe not in one session.
There's an element of having to admit that I'm getting older. I still act immature, but my body is keeping score. My body knows how long it's been on this earth. And so it's a little sobering to realize, no, the miles are on the tires and you need to maybe adjust your thinking and just accept that you're not the person you were 10 years ago, 20 years ago, 30 years ago. And I want to set a good example for our son.
Yeah.
He's always looked to me for how to react. But to me, that's the most important thing about parenting is they are watching you 24 hours a day.
Oh, yeah.
Even when they're little, before they can speak, they watch you open the mail and look at a bill that you don't know how you're going to pay it or whatever. And how your facial expression when your mom calls or whatever. I mean, that's a bad example. I love my mom, but you know what I mean? Like they're taking cues from you all the time. And so I want to set a good example for him. So if he asks me for advice or just observes what I'm doing, I like that he sees me running in my 50s. Not a lot of some of my friends do, but a lot of my friends don't. And hopefully I have found what works for me.
Yeah.
And it might work for him because a lot of him came from me, unfortunately. He also has bad eyesight and pale skin. Sorry.
Well, it's a good thing that you're thinking about your son because like you said, you're trying to be the best version of yourself and take care of yourself so that your son grows up to take care of himself. And then he's going to look up to you when he sees you running or doing anything that you enjoy doing and not just because you have to do it.
Right.
And you enjoy running. So
it's funny. My friends will say, "Oh, I didn't know you like to run." And I always say, "I don't." While I'm doing it, it sucks. But I know how I'm going to feel after. When I'm walking back home to cool down, knowing I'm going to put the leash on Snoop and we're going to go walk or whatever. And I take a really, really deep breath, and it's a real thing. The runner's high is a real thing.
Wow.
And I can face the day, and I feel like I can do anything.
That's amazing.
That's why I do it. And I can tell my lungs are in better shape. I just get through the day easier.
And that's how you're going to still feel good about yourself and take care of your body while you still do those little things like running that make your body feel good. Yeah.
And I'm afraid any part of me that I don't use, I'm going to lose as I get older.
Well, hopefully not. Don't say that.
Well, I mean, the ability to run around the block. Like, I'm going to do that as long as I can.
Yes.
I don't know.
Yes. Make the most of everything.
Right. Right. So yeah, I got to work on maybe eating a little breakfast.
Yes.
Just putting something in my stomach and then guzzling coffee.
One cup of coffee.
That's fine. I have a really big mug.
You always find a loophole.
That's right.
Okay, well, I'm glad we found the goal, and that's going to help you feel better in your body and taking care of yourself, and also be a role model to your son.
I hope.
Thank you so much, Donnie, for being
Thank
here.
you.
It was really nice having you. And for our audience, you can find the video for this and every episode on our YouTube channel. And please don't forget to like and subscribe, and we'll see you at the next episode.